my name is Yula, and welcome to Yula's English Country again. And English for today is Magic Treehouse, Stage Fright on a Summer Night. And we can start it at Chapter 5, Stage Fright, and then I'm reading at Chapter 7, okay? And now Arya read this 2 book and 2 story and meet some lots of characters, and now here we go. And first you can read Magic Treehouse, Stage Fright on a Summer Night, Chapter 5, Stage Fright. Why do you need a boy who is a brilliant reader? And he said to the man, because I have just a lot of fairies, said Annie. She pointed to Jack. You can read both, and you are not. Jack replied, well, bye, see you around, he said, and he nagged Annie to move along. Wait, she said. She turned to the man. What do you mean my brother can read both fairies? Read them where? 2 boy actors didn't show up today to play fairies, said man. But your brother reads with such expression. He can help us all. And Jack stared. This guy is saying what Dot is saying. And do you mean you want to take Jack in your play? Said Annie. Indeed, said man. There are 3,000 people here today waiting to see the play I've written. We didn't disappoint them, can we? And 3,000? Said Jack. Yes, said the man, and one of them is the most important person in the world. No way, I can't do that, said Jack. I never liked being on the own stage, and it's always got in the stage fright. Wait, Jack, said Annie. She turned to the man. You read 2 fairies, right? Yes, said the man. Well, Annie tied her head. Her voice went up. I can read too. Yes, let Annie do it, said Jack. She's a great reader. We both can be fairies. But of course, Annie cannot go on stage, the man said quietly. Why not? Said Annie. The man raised his eyebrows. Surely you know this is against the law for girls to go on the stage. He said the boys must play in the girls' part. But that's not fair, said Annie. Indeed it's not. But we cannot change the law now, said Nan. And he turned to Jack. So Jack, will you join our players? No thanks, said Jack. She tried to walk off, but Annie grabbed his arm. Oh, wait. I know what Jack wants, said to the man. He will only be your play if I can be in too. No, that's not I want any, said Jack under his breath. But Jack, it would be so much fun, she whispered. And there's nothing to be afraid of. You can read your part, and you don't have to memorize it. Jack could tell that Annie was really wanted to be in the play, and it was definitely a way to keep her mind off to the bear. Okay, she said, sighing. He looked at the man. I'll be in your play. Annie can be in too. And the man looked at Annie. She smiled eagerly at him, and the man smiled back. Why not? He said, but Annie will have to pretend to the boy. Oh, because it's against the law. The girls can be on the play, so Jack will pretend to be a boy. And she can tuck up her hair, and we will call her Andy. Yeah, thanks, said Annie with green, and a trumpet blares it inside in the theater. Horror play begins, the man said. He took Jack and Annie by his hand. My name is Will. By the way, he said, come along, Jack and Andy. Be of the the Shadows. Now chapter 6 on stage. Now I think really Jack and Annie are at a stage. Now let's start reading chapter 6 on stage. We leaded Jack and Annie to a window to the back of the Gobble Theater, and he led them the dark stairway. They've handed it to the upstairs. And Jack heard a laughter coming to an distance. His legs felt jelly. This way, said Will. He led Jack and Andy, into a curl in a dining room. The actors are rushing about everywhere. It seemed to be his own world. It's only pulling to the cape, and another was trying to rope around the west, and a third of a whispering to himself. I'll find your costumer, said Will, as Will dug through the large basket of the clothes. Jack and Annie looked around the costume room. She was charmed with fancy gowns, purple blue capes, and gold and silver wings, and stack of hats and masks. Cool, whispered Annie. She touched a donkey mask and lion mask. Those wolves would make good instance, huh? Said Jack and Annie was amazed she was acting so calm. And did she know they're about to stand in front of the 3,000 people? And the front of the 1,000 people. The Dwight made him big to the suit, and his stomach felt flurry. Here, said Bill. She handed them to a green tunics, hat, and slippers. Put this on. Time to dally, your parties come up soon. Jack and Annie slipped behind a curtain and changed it to their costumes. As they put their hats, Annie held their pigtails. When they had come, Will handed to them a small squirrel. Here a roll, he said. They have only your lines on them, no one else's. Jack rolled under a squirrel. He had 2 long speeches to read. Wait a second, he said. I thought we just had a few lines. I didn't know I had a ton. Oh, don't worry, said Will. Just remember, speaking very clearly with a feeling and above act nurtle. Act nurtle? Said Annie. How do you act nurtle when you're gotten? Had to heart acted. And Jack just shot. Shabby man was to a costume room. There's a clurry girl with bright red cheeks. He was dressed in a green too. For goodness sakes, Will, he said a fantastic whisper. What should we do? Don't worry. Look what I found. They both can read, said Will. He pushed Jack and Annie forward. And Jack and Andy meet Puck. Mary wondered of the night. He will take you to a stage. Good luck. And Annie smiled and groaned. Come on, boys, said Puck. Follow me. And Puck led Jack and Annie out of a cross time of the hallway, and he guided them to an area that at the back of the stage. Actors stood silently nearby, waiting to go on, and they wore beautiful white ground, and on others were tattered brown rags. Through the arch, Jack saw the roof of the stage, and the blue of the stars and the moon, a hug curled through the dark tree in front of the stage. More people watching from the gallows above. Every single person in England is out there. And Jack and Annie in a hurl. How did I let Annie to talk with me to this? I'll take you on stage first. Puck whispered to Jack. And when I say, how now, Sprite, whenever you started reading to lines, understand? Jack barely nodded, his mouth very dry, and he tried to swallow, but he couldn't. Puck turned to Annie. You gonna stay with the fairy queen, he whispered. And he whispered to actor dressed in a beautiful white gown, and he tells to her asleep. You start your song. What tune? Said Annie. Just make it up, said Puck. Now if it will get your things, do not stop, just... Oh, what if you yell through things? Jack broke in. Groundings had be a bit wide, said Puck. Groundings, said Jack. The rally for to have the seats, said the stage, and said Puck there, landing close the stage. Have rotten the fruit, don't stop either, Jack, keep going. And that does it, thought Jack. He couldn't go on stage, not grounding, thought the things. Not with 3,000 people watching, not in a million times at the read. And there's nothing when he had to throw up. And while Puck and Annie watched the show, Jack sleep away. He looking for an acid. And Jack was on the stairs, bumping up the wheel. Where are you going? Will whispered. I can't stay, said Jack. I'm sick. Will stuck in his breath, but then he made a hands on the shoulders and spoke calmly. Close your eyes for a moment, Jack, he said, and Jack closed his eyes. He could hear the heart pounding his ears. And there's nothing to fear, Will whispered. Imagine you're a fairy in the forest in a summer night. See a silver moon overhead. Hear the wolves? Woo, woo, and Will's whispered to them the cast of a spell over Jack. He felt the clamor, and he could a picture of a silver moon. He could hear the hooting of our owls. And what are your forests in a summer night? Said Will. Jack nodded. If you believe that, I didn't so believe you too. And whispered Will. We're on, whispered Puck, and a chubby actor ran to Jack. He grabbed with his hand and pulled him along. Before he knew it, Jack go on stage. Now, chapter 7, in the forest in the night. I think Jack and Annie are really at a stage now, on the stage. And Jack is not very embarrassing at the stage now. So Jack and Annie might be very good at the stage acting. And now tomorrow we started at chapter 7 and we're not reading at chapter 9 because we're reading one book in 2 chapters, okay? Now, did you have fun? You rest English country come back with some this book, but not this story because there might be a new chapter to read. And please thumbs in my YouTube. And now, bye-bye for now and have a nice Friday. Bye-bye, everybody.